So everybody says crypto is in a bear market or Bitcoin is in a bear market. And I trade Bitcoin, but I don't think it has any value. I just play the game. And so I want to know how young guys like you can sit there and say, oh, it's only 21 million. I said, but where'd they come from? But I had to buy it at 6,000, and then the next lot I bought was around 9,000. And I had to wait from it to, I think it had hit 20,000 at one time. Then it retraced down to like 1,000, and I had to watch to see if it was going to rebound. Basically, I traded it. And today it's coming down from I don't know what, but I'm going to get ready to start buying again, but it has to go a little bit lower. So everybody says crypto is in a bear market or Bitcoin is in a bear market, but so is the stock market, and so is the bond market. The other question I have as a guy who knows nothing about this field, except I have a lot of money in it, how come there's so many thousands of cryptos? Yeah, it kind of reminds me of what we call the dot-com era, back around 2000. Everybody had a dot-com company. It was just this dot-com and that dot-com, and everybody was chasing these dot-com companies, and it all came crashing down. Jeff, one of the reasons I have gold coins, and I mean real gold coins and real silver coins, is there's no counterparty risk. You know what I mean? They are the money. So when you say there's a dollar, somebody declares it a dollar and all that, who's the counterparty? Is it the Wizard of Oz? For listeners out, there's a thing called counterparty risk. There's nobody else behind the gold coin. There's no Wizard of Oz and no smoking mirrors. The other thing I like about gold and silver coins is that, as you know, in this cyber warfare, if they knock out our electronic systems, coins disappear too. But if let's say the Russians fire up an EMF, one of those things, bombs go off, they knock out the grid, gold and silver stays there. So that's kind of what I just want to give people the differences on this whole thing. And I still own quite a bit of Bitcoin and Ethereum, but I'm waiting for the price to come down before I buy more, take another position in both Bitcoin and Ethereum. I just want people to know that, to don't think, because I get promoted all the effing time. You got to get in on this one, or you got to get in on that one. This one's going to go to the moon. I'm an old man. I've heard this bullshit so many times over all these years in real estate, stocks, and that's why we have the Rich Dad Radio Show. It's not to promote anything, but the idea of understanding what's good and what's bad about something. So how does a person find out more? I mean, so for somebody like me, it's best I not get into it because I'm not tech savvy at all. Yeah, there's a guy named Meyer Amschel Rothschild who said, I care not who makes the rules, just let me control the money. So since I was a little kid at 9 years old studying money, I realized the only people that control money are governments, tyrants, and despots. And so that's the Federal Reserve Bank and the U.S. Treasury. And one of the reasons I have gold and silver and Bitcoin is because I don't trust the government, I don't trust the Fed, I don't trust the Treasury. So my question is, how long do you think, are you trying to say that the government will never be able to stop Bitcoin?
The government will never be able to stop Bitcoin. They can only control the conversions to USD.
Until I convert to dollars. But as long as I stay outside the U.S. criminal system, I'm okay. I don't know much. I have an old brain, but to me, where did that come from? What was the source? Look,
it's baked in the protocol.
I understand, but somebody just typed it up. They made it up. That's my opinion, and I'm willing to be wrong on this one. But I own oil wells, and to me, oil is money. But I have to dig it up. I have to ship it someplace. I own gold companies, gold mines, and silver mines. So we dig it out, and we actually ship it somewhere. But hundreds of millions of crypto come in. Didn't it just come off a computer?
No, so people personally had to send it.
No, I understand, but how did they develop the coin to send or the money to send? Where did it come from?
Some people had to purchase it, or they've made it off of other transactions. But it's not minted out of thin air from nothing. There is a protocol that has a specific percentage of inflation.
I understand. To me, Jeff, I'm glad you write for the Rich Dad Crypto newsletter, but the old guys like me go, This is more smoke and mirrors. This is more Wizard of Oz. You look behind the scenes there. What did that money come from? That's my question. As an old guy, and I still own Bitcoin. I'm waiting it to go drop down to 20K, and I'll probably start buying some more. But I actually had to sell, rent from my apartment buildings. I had to sell oil, and I actually had to sell gold and silver. So there was actually something tangibly produced. And the question I'm kind of asking you, where does Bitcoin or Ethereum or Dogecoins or NFTs come from? Hold it, there's a use to it. People pump it into their gas tanks, or not Tesla cars, but oil is used for fertilizer, to provide food and all this stuff. I'm just putting you on the hot spot here because it's a question I have, and I'm more doing it for the Rich Dad readers. Because I trade Bitcoin, but I don't think it has any value. I just play the game. And so I want to know how young guys like you can sit there and say, oh, it's only 21 million. I said, but where did they come from? I understand, like people are cleaning my office building right now. So I'm not going to pay them in crypto. I'm going to pay them in USD, but they're actually doing something for my business.
Well, so the crypto can be swapped immediately into USD. So even if they get paid in crypto, it's the same.
I think you guys really don't get it from the old guys like me. Are going, like I say, I own several $1 million worth of Bitcoin and Ethereum. I still don't know where it came from, but I'm saying, what did somebody do for it? Where's the tangible value? That's kind of my question. I trade this stuff. Like, I think that US dollar is fake as hell. I just think it's a piece of crap. That's why I own gold and silver. I'd rather have something tangible, and I'd rather have oil, and I'd rather have fertilizer because they do something. I'd rather pay somebody for their labor because they've done something. The US dollar comes from debt. It's printed. It just basically doesn't exist. That's why all these years, that's why the Rich Dad Company was formed and all that. And people don't know what the US dollar is. It's called the fractional reserve system. I put in a dollar's savings in the bank, and the bank can lend out 10. That's where dollars come from. It's on debt. And then there's guys like Dave Ramsey who say live debt free. And there's people like Rich Dad who say there's good debt and bad debt. And you have to know how to use debt to acquire assets. So we're actually converting something that is printed out of nothing, the dollar, to create assets like real estate or gold or silver or oil. So that's kind of my old man's logic.